Welcome back to another explainer. As data-driven consumer safety advocates, we are diving headfirst into the massive, often totally chaotic world of online freelance platforms. We want to find out what's actually safe for your business and what is truly worth your budget. Today, we're combining that mission with platform transparency and affiliate marketing. We're auditing a highly rated Fiverr gig to see if it's a deeply trusted service we can actually package for maximum reach on the YouTube algorithm. Let's dive right into the design affair. Here is our exact audit checklist for today. First, the vetting challenge. Second, profiling a vetted pro. Third, auditing the deliverables. Fourth, the transparency guarantee. And finally, analyzing consumer trust. Let's get to it.
Number 1, the vetting challenge, navigating the digital marketplace.
Seriously, if you've ever tried to hire a freelancer online, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The sheer volume of choices on platforms like Fiverr is just overwhelming. And honestly, going in blind is a massive consumer safety nightmare. So how do you actually objectively vet a freelancer? When literally everyone out there has a gorgeous, flashy portfolio, how do you weed out the amateurs from the true pros? Well, you gotta look past the pretty pictures and dig right into the hard platform-verified metrics.
Which brings us to part 2, profiling a vetted pro, the hard numbers. Today, we're putting a spotlight on Nancy C. She operates under the name Thedesignaffair, and she is a hand-picked Fiverr Pro. But let's skip the fancy title and look at the actual data. 13,819. That is her total number of profile reviews. You guys, racking up nearly 14,000 reviews is a staggering indicator of proven, battle-tested reliability. You simply do not reach that kind of volume without a highly systematized workflow that delivers exactly what it promises every single time.
And let's see how this momentum builds. 26. At the exact time we ran this audit, she had 26 active orders sitting in her queue. That's huge. It is a massive indicator of active real-time market trust. We aren't looking at some gig that went viral 3 years ago and just fizzled out. No, we are looking at a highly active, in-demand professional who is being trusted by dozens of actual businesses right this very minute.
Now you might be wondering, does all that volume tank her quality? Not at all. On this specific logo and branding gig, she's holding strong with a 4.8 average rating out of 134 specific reviews. When you combine that insane volume with consistently high ratings, you are drastically shrinking that consumer risk profile.
But let's dig a little deeper. Who is actually whipping out their credit cards for her? Well, she's boasting verified enterprise clients. We're talking major global heavyweights like Remax Commercial Real Estate, Decathlon Retailing, and get this, even Fiverr themselves. Our whole goal with explainers like this is to protect everyday buyers. Knowing that massive corporations with their strict legal standards have already vetted this seller, that adds an incredibly thick layer of consumer safety for the everyday small business owner.
All right, moving into section 3, auditing the deliverables. What does $120 actually buy?
We've established the trust factor, but what exactly are you getting for your hard-earned money? If you drop $120 on her starter package, the transparency you get is just stellar. Delivered in just 2 days with 2 revisions, you get a completely unique concept plus the vector and source files. And that is absolutely crucial, right? It means you're getting the original, fully scalable design files, not just some flat, useless image. Oh, and she even throws in a 3D mockup, stationery, and a social media kit. This kind of upfront, crystal-clear pricing completely protects you from nasty hidden fees or winding up with incomplete branding assets down the line. Plus, her workflow completely takes the mystery out of the process. She uses a super structured 3-step journey. Step 1, you fill out a detailed questionnaire to lock in your vision. Step 2, she delivers those initial design concepts within 24 to 48 hours. And Step 3, you get your revisions and refinements based on your feedback. By taking this abstract, often completely confusing idea of design and breaking it down into a tangible, predictable process, she's creating an incredibly safe consumer journey. Section 4. The Transparency Guarantee, Authentic Creation.
This brings us to what is arguably the most critical element of modern consumer trust today, the actual method of creation. Because let's face it, with the explosion of automated tools lately, buyers are getting super anxious about what they're paying for. Well, Nancy explicitly states all designs are 100% handcrafted. No AI tools, templates, or stock images are ever used. In today's wild digital market, having a strict written no AI policy is a massive transparency signal. It literally protects you, the buyer, from future trademark and copyright nightmares.
And honestly, this creates such a stark contrast in the marketplace right now.
On one side, you have these unverified gigs carrying the severe risk of AI-generated junk, recycled templates, and huge copyright headaches. On the flip side, you have a vetted pro offering verifiable, handcrafted, 100% brand-safe designs. Getting that kind of automated risk eliminated for just $120, that is a phenomenal value proposition.
Section 5. Analyzing consumer trust, the reviews.
Now, hard metrics are fantastic. We love data. But what are the actual verified human buyers experiencing? Well, a recent buyer from Germany pointed out that the communication was, quote, professional, fast, and very cooperative. And you know what? That aligns perfectly with her profile data, which shows an average response time of literally just 1 hour. Fast communication is the absolute bedrock of freelance reliability. It instantly kills buyer anxiety.
Here's another one, this time from a real estate pro over in the US. They said they had tons of freelancers reach out, but after speaking with Nancy about their needs, she had the absolute best understanding of what they needed and wanted in the final delivery. That tells us she isn't just designing in a vacuum. She is actively listening and executing a highly specific vision way better than her unverified competition.
And this next one highlights such a vital soft skill. A buyer wrote, "I'm much more of a technical person, but when it comes to design, she understood the direction." Look, so many founders and business owners lack a deep design vocabulary. A true professional bridges that gap. They can translate your technical, business-minded requirements into stunning visual assets without you having to know all the fancy design jargon.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 6, viral packaging and platform transparency.
So we've done our homework. We've conducted a thorough, totally data-driven audit. But how do we, as affiliate marketers, package this high-value consumer safety content for maximum reach on the YouTube algorithm? Here is your optimal metadata strategy. You want to use a compelling, punchy title like Exposed, the truth about $120 Fiverr logos to really hook that curiosity. Then hit core keywords like Fiverr audit, consumer safety, and logo design to capture that high-intent search traffic. Finally, drop in tags like Fiverr Pro and No AI to perfectly categorize the content for viewers who are actively hunting for transparent platform reviews.
And for the visual hook, the thumbnail text needs to be aggressive and high contrast. Think, scam or pro, we audited this gig. Boom. That is specifically engineered to drive a massive click-through rate. It perfectly leverages the natural skepticism we all have about digital marketplaces these days, and it promises a definitive, data-backed answer. That makes this kind of transparency audit highly likely to go absolutely viral in entrepreneurial communities.
So, taking a step back to look at the whole picture, based on that massive review volume, the verifiable enterprise trust, the strict ironclad no AI handcrafted guarantee, and the super clear deliverable pricing, I have to ask you, is this the new gold standard for freelance transparency? I want you to weigh this data-driven evidence against your own past hiring experiences. I'd highly recommend applying this exact rigorous vetting checklist the next time you need to hire online. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay safe out there in the marketplace.